Well, good morning. So here's a deal. We finished the front on the first day, the back and the two sides on the second day of building, which was day 4 of the project. Today's day 5, and it's now time to assemble those pieces. But we watched some videos last night, some helpful hints, they called it. And part of what they described is when you're putting the roof panels in, the panels have to slide up the channels that are in the rafters. I think that's the right term. Anyway, what that requires, obviously, is enough room outside the roof for the glass panel to slide in. To achieve that, we can't have the building that we're building right next to the building, the shed, that actually already exists. We have about 18 inches from the bottom of the shed to where the base is. So thank you, Brenda, for having looked through the manual and thinking through this phase, because that's going to cause me to do some changes today. First thing we're going to do is I need to be able to slide that 4x4 base as far to this side as possible, even to the point of removing the cinder blocks that are up against the weld wire fence of the garden area. And then slide the base over, make sure it's leveled again. Shouldn't be horribly a bunch of work, we'll see. But that's how today is starting. And then my son and daughter-in-law and the grandboys are going to come over because we're going to get some help in stabilizing the pieces as they go together. So in order for the pieces to go together, they have to be on a stable base. The base has to be in the correct position and level, and that's how I'm starting right now. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, we talked about it, we double checked, we did some measurements, oh baby, over by where the assemblies are, and we've determined, or guessed, that 39 inches is what we need. And well, I guess that's actually more like a guess, that even though the panels, are 42 inches long, because they're going to be at an angle, we're going to get some distance back. And if I were any good at math, I would have found the actual angle and done the math to determine what the actual amount of length reduction is necessary, but it's an assumption right now, and so we're gonna go forward with it. There's a problem. There. Uh-oh. The grandboys are here. Yeah, Charlie's gonna go berserk. Yeah, I'm a little wet. So, come on back here. Yeah. So, number one, firstborn son, Justin, is here to help me out. So, thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Yeah, the instructions say to have a minimum of 3 people. So, now we have you, me, and Mom. Sweet. Okay, after making a bunch of, a series of assumptions and hoping, we're gonna get this side attached now too. The funny thing is, Justin, after we get all this done, then they ask me to check it for square. Which is okay, except I haven't got a clue what to do if it's not. I wish that was tighter. Boy, that still shows. Honey, this end is the problem.
I know.
So, oh, and this also is towing out a little bit, not too bad. So we're just going to move this edge. Yeah. Well, we've done the best we could, all things considered. We should have enough room to put the roof panels in on this side, which is the task that necessitated moving it over. We also wanted it to be further back to be more in line with the front of the existing shed as the wind picks up. That's entertaining. Okay, so our challenge right now is we're having a little bit of difficulty getting this thing to be square. I didn't necessarily care about exact accuracy on the base because I figured the boards would be wide enough that there'd be wiggle room for setting this on it, just so long as the stuff was level and square-ish. And it is square-ish on the bottom. Previous video shows the measurements. However, the building, as we've built it, is only off in one dimension by 1/8 of an inch, and in the other dimension by about 3/4 of an inch. So if it isn't square, that will have an impact on the roof assemblies as we keep going. But I'm also hoping that there's a little bit of play in the wood. We'll see. But Justin's got other things he's got to do today. So we're done for today. Brenda and I are going to commiserate and chat and talk and think about what we need to do to make the thing more square. More squarer. There. So, as far as I know, that's a wrap for today. This was the third build day, and that would make it, I believe, the 5th day of the project. Okay, that's it for now. See you next time. Okay, well, it turns out it's later on the same day, not the next day, and we decided we're going to at least go so far as to get the windowsills in and drop the side windows in. I think we can do that. The building is not coming out on the exact 9 foot 2 inches corner on inside corners for the square check that the manual indicates, but it is equidistant. It's about 3/8 too wide. Not sure 100% what to do about that, because all of the connections are in as tight as they can be. So we're going under the assumption that with it as square as it can be, hopefully, if there needs to be a little bit of flex, maybe some of the wood members that are sticking up before or as we put the roof on, that they'll square up, if you will. Okay, so that's what's coming up next. Brenda, in a hurry to get me going, is completing steps before I'm able to get in here to do the work. I don't think, well, I should probably use the guide spacer because this gap isn't quite right. Guide spacer appears to work fine. Okay. That just became extremely tight. Now the yeah. I'm not supposed. Okay, I'm not driving these quite as far in. Ah, that did it. There. Yeah, see how it lines up?
Yeah.
It looks like. Okay. Loose. And now onto the east side. Watch how it does. Oh, I can't go on. Didn't connect it. Next. Okay. Four sizes. Not. Oh yeah. Okay, that's the other hand. Everything's easier. Hey, let's do it. Let's break the machine. And that's how you say afraid of oh, okay. Oh, okay. Kind of a little dark corner here. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. Watch that forward. Okay. Stop. Water. Yeah. That's it.
Hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Here's our fixing. If they want to put there, I'll try to put it slowly in and ask for the same. We'll do a little bit. Okay. Forgive me. Well, here I think I am. Okay, so I think the next step is to put these side panels. They're supposed to be 4 panes of polycarb, and the first ones go in with a mid support post, and then if those 4 windows are in, then we're next, because the next pieces don't go in until the roof assembly is ready, I think, if I'm remembering the directions correctly. So we'll stop and reset and see what's next. So it turns out, actually, I gotta connect all the...
You want me to turn it on? Or is it on?
Oh, yeah, it's on. I gotta connect all of the sills to the side posts, except for the front wall, but here, all the way around. Here we go. Problem is, we're shooting so much video that, man, I can't keep up with the edits. Oh, and I've gained a couple of new subscribers. That's fun. Thank you, by the way, folks. I'm at 106. Okay. And then the side sills are all done too.
I wonder if that gets filled in with pop or something. It's like it looks straight a little bit. Not on this side, well, a little on this side.
Okay, we're gonna think about some details and come back. Well, alrighty then. It's mea culpa time. I fastidiously measured and put the base together. And remember on a couple of videos ago I said that the diagonal measurements weren't quite right. We figured out why. So the whole plan for this was to make sure that the base had a board in the front that went all the way across so that we didn't see end grain of the supports. It's an esoteric thing, whatever. So my goal was to build precisely the right length boards for the back, the front, and the two sides. But I didn't attach them all correctly. Turns out that corner, I had the side board connected to the outside of the back instead of to the inside. Oops! Which is why the frame wasn't square, which is why when we have the greenhouse on it, in some places the greenhouse was perfectly on the corner, and down the one side it was 3 inches off, or well, it'd be about exactly 3 inches off, 3 to 3.5. So that has now been repaired. Well, we're just about to repair it. I've got to drive 2 more screws. Oh, let's go. I'm calling that good. Okay. Let's see, where are we at here? Secure assembly to the base. It says in there on page 47. And the next thing we do looks like it's a wonderful thing for tomorrow, which is attaching the sidewall top. I'm really glad we figured out why the base wasn't square. I'm really glad it was something stupid I did, and more happy than I can tell you that it was easy to fix. Okay, now we're done until tomorrow. See ya.